inside the Budokan, fending off Shinobi and my cool Obi Shotokan.
What's up, you guys? This is Kenobi with the Wiseguys, and I have a deck profile video for you today. Something a little bit different. I have been experimenting at my locals, just having a little bit of fun. It's a little bit more of a casual environment that I've been going to lately, and so I've had the opportunity to play some different kinds of decks. And what I'm bringing you guys today is my second place Ninja deck. I was using this deck a couple weeks ago, took second place, had a really great time with it, just a ton of fun. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time going on about it, but just follow along and I'll try to explain it as best as I can for you guys. So Ninja is inherently a legacy deck. So the way I run it is stun. So control variant starts with 3 Grandmaster Hanzo. It's your Stratos, can get you a ninjutsu art, spell or trap, or a ninja monster, depending on the way it was summoned. Next, Yellow Ninja. This guy allows you to special summon another ninja to the field, just kind of continuing to extend your plays. Works really well with this guy. Upstart Golden Ninja. Really awesome. Send a trap from your hand, which is easy because you run plenty of traps, to special summon a level 4 or lower ninja from the deck to the field. Again, just continuously summoning out ninjas. Another easy special summon in this deck is Twilight Ninja Jogen. It has a special effect that allows you to special summon it by revealing a ninjutsu art card in your hand. And there's no once per turn restriction on this, so you can actually do it multiple times, which is pretty freaking crazy. And then the last ninja in the deck is Twilight Ninja Getsuga the Shogun. The reason that you run this card is because of its special effect. You can tribute summon it using only one ninja and then send it from change it from attack mode to defense mode and special summon 2 ninjas that are in your graveyard, which is great for link plays. And then the one last card we run is 1 Dark Samorg. We use this card by special summoning it off the ninjutsu transformation trap card we run in this deck, and it creates a great floodgate combo using anti-spell fragrance in this card. Makes it so that your opponent cannot use any spells or traps, essentially, which is really powerful against most decks. Next up, you have 2 of the field spell, Hidden Village of Ninjutsu Arts. Anytime you summon a ninja monster to the field, you can recur a ninja or a ninjutsu art card from the graveyard to the hand. Only restriction is you can't activate it. So not a big deal, because if you flip transformation on your opponent's turn, it's just putting resources in your hand for the follow-up turn, which is great. And then we run 2 copies of Terraforming to pull this card out of the deck. The other thing I forgot to mention about this one is that if a ninja or a ninjutsu art card would be destroyed by battle or a card effect, you can actually banish 1 ninja monster from your graveyard instead, kind of like Return of the Dragon Lords and Blue Eyes. They're both hard ones per turns, which is again why we run 2 and 2 instead of a different ratio. Next up, we've got some other ninjutsu cards. We've got Ninjutsu Art Notebook, which allows us to send a ninja monster from our hand to the graveyard and set a ninjutsu art spell or trap card from the deck to the field. Really useful. Works well in combination with this card, Armor Ninjutsu Art of Alchemy. If you control a ninjutsu art card, you can destroy as many other as you control as possible to draw 2 cards. So it's pretty good. Use this card, send a monster. Use this card, blow it up, set the field spell, summon a monster, and you get back the monster that you ditched to activate this card in the first place. So pretty cool. Some deck thinning options. Rhoda, this is a warrior deck, so obviously we run Rhoda. And then, of course, to speed it up, we also have Pot of Desires to help deck thin and draw. The other important thing to remember about this deck is you need to continuously be summoning monsters, including resources you've already used. So we run Monster Reborn and 2 copies of World Legacy Succession, which works really well in combination with the Ninja Link monster. And then, of course, Game Charge. Obviously really important. Because this is a going first deck, we don't want our plays to be interrupted, so we run Called by the Grave. I'm thinking about upping it to 3, but when I was playing this deck, it was before the ban list, so it was just a 2 at the time. That's the last spell. Next up, for the trap lineup, we've got Anti-Spell Fragrance as our preferred floodgate of choice. Really, really good in combination with Dark Samorg, which is easy enough. If you have Hanzo and Anti-Spell in your starting hand, you're golden. You just summon Hanzo and search for this card. Ninjutsu Art of Transformation, set it in Anti-Spell, and then during their standby phase, you can just shotgun this off, and it'll really mess them up. Next, we have another Floodgate, Ninjutsu Art Floodgate, that actually, in my opinion, makes this deck perfect. So this card, Ninjutsu Art of Shadow Sealing, what it does is you tribute a ninja monster, target one monster your opponent controls, and banish it. And as long as that card remains banished, they cannot use the monster zone in question. So this is really busted with like Link 2s. Anytime your opponent summons a Link 2 to try to extend, you just flip this card, tribute, and you're pretty much golden. Incredibly easy to search out of the deck using multiple effects. This absolutely makes the stun variant the superior version of Ninja, in my opinion. And then one Call of the Haunted. I'll probably take this out to put in the third Call by the Grave, but right now I just had it because I wanted to be continuously special summoning whenever I had the opportunity. That's it for the main deck. Going on into the extra deck. Very link heavy deck, so it's very important, of course, to run 3 copies of Ninja Grandmaster Saizo. This is the link. During your main phase, you can set a Ninjutsu Art spell or trap card from the directly from the deck to the field, which is really great. Grab Shadow Sealing, grab Transformation, whatever you really need to make your plays go off. And then as long as he's pointing to a monster, he cannot be targeted for attacks or card effects, so that's pretty cool too. Next, just some utility. Link 2s, Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Phoenix. Again, this is just for clearing the board of problematic stuff. You dump a card from your hand. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And we run a bunch of warriors. So Summon Sorceress, really useful and easy to play in this deck. And then, of course, for the OTK situations, you've got both Boral Lord and Boral Sword Dragon. Either one of these monsters, so long as you get them out on the field, whatever the situation is, you're probably going to win the game. Boral Sword, such an easy OTK in this deck with all the abilities to summon back with like World Legacy Succession. So that's just ridiculously easy. That's all for the Link monsters. You run a bunch of level 4s, so I figured why not have a rank 4 toolkit. Got Baguska, Tornado Dragon for backrow decks, Castel for like, Thunder Dragon, stuff like that. And then just for more OTKing, I've got a Utopia package, Prime and Lightning. And then, practically for the memes, Gaga Cowboy, although admittedly actually did win a game off of this. Next up, side deck, personal preference, but this is kind of the way I went with it. I run Amorphage Goliath because this card can be summoned using the Super Transformation Trap. Basically, you swap out Dark Simorgh and the regular Transformation Trap to run this. I like using this card because it allows you to send one of your opponent's monsters to the graveyard as well. So it can be super useful depending on the situation and what kind of meta you're at in your locals. Next, I've got 2 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit for Rongo Bongo. Some back row clearing, Mystical Space Typhoon or Cosmic Cyclone works really well depending on what situation you're in. Another optional Floodgate for the deck, Rivalry of Warlords. You run enough warrior monsters and you can win the game with just warriors depending on how things are playing out. If you flip this card on something like Sky Striker, it can be a huge issue if you lock them into warrior. And then, of course, you've got 3-dimensional barrier, the Thunder Dragons, Prank Kids, stuff like that. Easy enough way to get around the decks. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, that holy trinity of YouTube goodness, and make sure to tag that alarm bell so you get your notifications on your mobile device wherever you are whenever Team Wiseguys uploads some great Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Dragon Ball Super content. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves.
Train inside the Budokan, fending off Shinobi in my cool, Obi Shotokan.